It's not America, but in Zambia, there is a case now about basically these guys being hired to do like a hit on their president by using witchcraft. And it's interesting because these guys are being prosecuted under colonial era law, banning witchcraft, but they're like clearly not a British colony anymore. They're part of the Commonwealth. But these guys, this is their president, Hakainde Hichilema. These guys were hired to commit witchcraft against him. So basically kind of like, Agent 47, except instead of killing you in a grotesque way, he just sits there and stabs the little mannequin. Like, imagine that if you're Agent 47. It's like, your job is to kill so-and-so. You dress him up like the guy and just start stabbing him with pins. Mission accomplished. Silent assassin. Every time. It's very interesting how that works. They hired these guys to commit voodoo. And these guys are on trial for practicing witchcraft and possessing charms intended to harm the president. In their traditional society, they believe in the supernatural. These two men were hired by the brother of a former, government official who was on the run, and they wanted to curse the president. But yes, people are asking, like, will there be witch doctors and alleged witches testifying as expert witnesses? And but this is the thing, like, a lot of people down there believe in witchcraft. The president himself was accusing witchcraft against his opponents. They were found in possession of a bottled chameleon and other items, including a white powder, a red cloth, and an animal's tail. They also face charge of cruelty to animals, which is good. But the bottled a chameleon, it's like, bottle, chameleon. I don't think that's what they meant when they wrote the song there. Yeah, and the one man confessed they'd been hired for a curse to kill him, and they were promised $1 million for it. It's like, like I said, Agent 47, just, who hocus pocus. But it's so interesting what they do there. And it apparently, as of 2018, like 79% of their country still believes in witchcraft. So it's like, But it's because of an old British law, the Witchcraft Act. The act, you're not allowed to do anything that practices witchcraft pretending to exercise any kind of supernatural power. So notice, it's not even actually exercising the power, pretending to do it. If you're doing it to cause fear, annoyance, or injury. I mean, mimes would qualify as witchcraft under that definition, because they definitely annoy. So it's going to be interesting, though. The penalty is up to 2 years in jail with hard labor. Protecting against witchcraft is a good business. Maybe that's what we'll do, chat. I'll go down there and be like, the witches will not come in, I promise. How? I'll go like this. And the witchcraft won't come in your doors. But yes, the majority of the customers to protect against witchcraft are women. Shocker! Shocker, chat. When it comes to it, you're talking about, women. They want charms to protect them. I read this earlier and I thought it was so funny. It's like, it's universal. Women want their wine and they want their crystals. A teacher of witchcraft says he's following the witchcraft trial and believes it can help determine how his country treats the subject in the future. He says, I feel people should be punished for planning to cause harm to somebody. It's so difficult to prove witchcraft in a court of law. Yeah, it kind of is almost impossible to prove witchcraft in the court of law. But like, I think I wish we could televise this, but they've only televised one trial in the history of their country, and this is the second time it's happened, and they're like, no, we're not doing it. And I'm not even making fun of them. I think this is interesting because it is kind of one of those deals where there's like that, we're breaking away from the colonial past and we want to. And I don't blame places for wanting to do that. But then they fall back on these colonial-based laws of like, you can't practice witchcraft. And it's like, but the people in charge, like, we know it's kind of bullshit, but we're still going to prosecute these guys. And you're like, is that fair? Is that fair? I don't think so. It shouldn't be. If they know it's bullshit, I mean, charge them for fraud or the cruelty to animals. But the idea you're going to charge these guys for witchcraft, like, you guys all know it's bullshit. At least I hope the people in charge do. I mean, I don't want them all acting like, before they go into trial, acting like Baron Samedi and like, Live and Let Die, like sitting there with a snake and like, or Pedro Serrano in Major League, like taking the snake and like doing all kinds of like chicken with its head cut off voodoo. But yeah, I mean, like, just think about that. That's a crime in some countries. Think about here. If you paid people $1 million to cast a spell against the president, I'm sure the FBI would be like, what? Hold on, they're witches? Click. They wouldn't take that call. They'd be like, sir, this is for serious problems. Sir, I'm trying to redact the Epstein files. I'm trying to shred them right now. You're interfering with me.